Hello people, Levi here from Bright Young Brains. In this video, we are working on sequences and series. And when you think of a series, most of the time, most people get confused. They think that these are two things that are too far apart or have different laws, but that's not true. With sequences and series, the big idea is that with a sequence, you will basically maybe see something like this. Your numbers or your pattern will be spaced out with a semicolon. They will refer to this as a sequence. However, if you had something like this with plus signs in between the numbers, or even alternating plus minus plus minus plus minus, you refer to that as a series. You see, that's the only difference. This they'll call it a sequence, this they'll call it a series. But then the idea is it's basically the same thing. When you will want to find the general term of any of these, you do the same things. These are all arithmetic sequences. Or rather, this is an arithmetic sequence, this is an arithmetic series. So you know that the general term, you can get it from this standard formula, which is also on your formula sheet. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is so that when you think of other formulas that deal with sequences and series, you need to keep in mind that whether you'll be dealing with a sequence or whether you'll be dealing with a series, it's more or less the same thing. As long as it's arithmetic, the formulas that deal with an arithmetic sequence or series will apply. As long as it's something geometric, then all those formulas for a geometric series or sequence will apply. It's just the wording and the naming of whatever you'll be referring to, but then what you actually use to work out questions, it's always the same. So the main idea behind this particular tutorial is to give you an idea of how best you can understand sequences and series. Now, the one thing you want to keep in mind is when you think of sequences and series, we'll start off with an arithmetic sequence or series. Let's put that down. Okay, so a keyword here is arithmetic. So anything that deals with an arithmetic sequence or an arithmetic series, the one thing is you want to understand the smallest building blocks of an arithmetic sequence or an arithmetic series. You hear me say things like arithmetic sequence, arithmetic series, I'll interchange, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't confuse you. So whenever you think of an arithmetic sequence, this is what you want to keep in mind. The first term can be represented by A. The second term going onwards can, for example, be represented by A plus D. The next term after that can be represented by A plus 2D, going on and on and on. So this is term number 1, 2, and 3. So you want to be able to recognize this trend, because if this goes on until maybe term number 100, term number 100 can be represented by this A plus 99D. Now this is something you want to be able to use to your advantage, because remember, with sequences and series, they can ask questions where they'll tell you things like term number 80 something and term number 5 or term number this is equal to whatever. You need to be able to represent those particular terms in terms of something like this for you to be able to work out questions. This is very important. So since we're still working on an arithmetic sequence or series, the one thing that is also equally important, right, after you knowing all this, what you need to obviously know, what you obviously need to know is the general term. You see, this here is your general term. So anytime you hear the word general term, this is what you need to think of. It is basically the formula that makes up your sequence or your series. Now, in this particular general term, A, N, and D mean certain things. A is your first term, D is your common difference, and then lastly, whoa, this is so faint. Oops. Lastly, N is the term, is the position of whatever term you will be talking about. So if you're talking about term number 1, 2, 3, or 5, or 6, or whatever, N will be representing the position of which term you're talking about. A will always be representing your first term. D will be representing your common difference. Now, what's also important about this arithmetic sequence or series expression is if you had an example, let's say you have 5, 9, 13, and 17. So if you look at this nicely, right, this is an arithmetic sequence. The reason why we call this an arithmetic sequence is because it has a common difference. And the common difference here is just going to be 4. Positive 4, positive 4, positive 4, going on and on and on and on and on. That's why we refer to this as an arithmetic sequence. So the idea is if you want to get the general term of this arithmetic sequence, this is something that you can always find on your formula sheet. To get the general term of this sequence here, you need the common difference, which is a 4, and you need the first term, which is a 5. As long as you put the 5 here and the 4 there, you're good to go, you see, because your general term will be 5 plus n minus 1 with the 4 there, you see. Now, if you simplify this, you'll have 5 there, 4 times the n there will be 4n, 4 times the negative there will be negative 4. If you go on one step further, you'll have 4n, 5 minus the 4 there will be a positive 1. And then there's your general term over there, you see. So that's how you work with the general term, or that's how you find the general term. This is quite basic, quite straightforward, nothing crazy, nothing major. Since we're still talking about an arithmetic sequence, now when you have an arithmetic series, in a situation like that, right, all this still applies. You still have a first term, and because it's arithmetic, you will just have a common difference. And the way you can basically refer to any term, you can use this analogy. So as mentioned, if you want term number 18, for example, you see, term number 18, you can just write it as a plus 17d. I think by now you see the trend. So let's move on to discussing an arithmetic series. So now that we've touched on an arithmetic sequence, let's discuss an arithmetic series. So the one thing that makes a pattern an arithmetic series is, firstly, it has a common difference, and normally the sequence is split up by either plus signs or negative signs or a mixture. So an example of that could easily be a sequence as follows. Let's say you have here minus 8, and then let's say plus 5. This is going to be awkward. No, if it's going to be alternating, that would most probably be geometric. So let me just keep things simple. Arithmetic sequence, let's say we have your negative 4, and then here we have 0, 4, 8. So obviously, if this is out, if this is out, if this is out, and if this is out, I'll put a plus there just for the vibes. If you get something like this, they'll refer to this as an arithmetic series. Now, with an arithmetic series like this, the general term, you still get it from this formula. Because remember, whether it's a series or a sequence, it doesn't matter. It's just the visual appearance that will be different. But then it's still an arithmetic sequence, you see. So term number 1, it's still represented by A. Term number 2 is still represented by A plus D. Term number 3 is still represented by A plus 2D, going on and on and on. So something like term number 50, right, will be represented by A plus 49D. That's very important, you see, because if you can recall from some of the sequences and series questions you've bumped into, anytime they speak of a random term, term number this, term number that, the memo normally sometimes uses these expressions here to be able to break down the question and eventually give you a meaningful answer. So this is just the general term. But the moment you're dealing with a series, you now get your SN formula. Your SN formula, this you can also find on your formula sheet. And this SN formula, it basically gives you the sum of a certain number of terms in an arithmetic series. That's what this gives you. You see, that's what SN stands for. The N is the number of terms that you're adding up. The A is the first term. N here, same idea, same thing, still number of terms. And then D is the common difference. So this in practice is very simple. This is an arithmetic series, as we said. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. If they wanted us to get the sum of the first 5 terms, I mean, we're seeing them already. So it would be as easy as just taking your calculator, putting in all these one by one in your calculator, and then you get the answer. Simple. But then if they ask for like the sum of the first 30 terms, then you would want to use a formula, you see. Because if they want the sum of the first 30 terms, you would put 30 over 2, 2 times the first term, which is positive 8. And then we want the sum of the first 30 terms, our common difference there. From negative 8 to negative 4, you added 4 there, so the common difference is a 4. And note how I put the value of D inside brackets, because normally if you don't put that number in brackets, yeah, things are going to be a bit messed up. I don't have a calculator close by, I don't know why, but I'm going to have to work this out. So working this out, let's see, this would be like 15, 16 plus 29 times 4. Yeah, this was very, very dangerous. What is this number gonna be now? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I think it's like 120 minus 4. 120 minus 4 is like 116. And then, yeah, so this is a totally bad idea, because mental maths is not the best if you can just use a calculator. So let me actually just calculate what this is. So the final answer I'm getting here is 1980. Okay, so you see that will be the sum of the first 30 terms. And that seems a bit too big. Yeah, it seems a bit wrong. But hey, if these numbers carry on in 4s, yeah, it's possible. It's possible, because we're gonna have 8. Yeah, this seems a bit wrong. Yeah, 29 times 4, this value plus 16 times 15. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. That's what the math is giving us. So that's how you'd get the sum of the first 30 terms. If I made a mistake here somewhere, maybe. But I guess 30 terms, that's what it's gonna add up to. Makes sense. So that's for an arithmetic series, you see. And you want to keep in mind that, as we mentioned, the general terms, same idea. This formula is what will be introduced if you're working with a series, meaning it's just split up by plus signs, or, you know, plus signs and minus signs, doesn't matter. In the next tutorial, we are going to discuss a geometric sequence, and then obviously a geometric series, and then we're eventually going to talk about sigma. So in this playlist, you will get those tutorials. For more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.